Imagine a 17-year-old youth suddenly becoming the ruler of the Roman world, the greatest and most influential empire of its time. At first, he appeared calm and even had a gentle artistic soul. But behind that youthful face hid a dark side that slowly transformed into one of the most controversial and feared figures in world history. A poet writing verses by day, yet a cold-blooded killer by night. Today, we dive deep into the secret life of Emperor Nero, revealing the dark side often left out of official history books. Nero was born Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, a child from a rather ordinary noble family. However, his fate drastically changed when his ambitious mother, Agrippina, married Emperor Claudius. Using her cunning, Agrippina convinced Claudius to name Nero as heir to the throne, displacing Claudius's own biological son. When Nero ascended the throne in 54 AD, he was only 17 years old, far too young to lead a vast empire. But who truly held the power then? His mother, Agrippina. She controlled everything behind the scenes, managing every move her son made and interfering directly in government affairs. Agrippina's ambition and thirst for power were unstoppable, but power cannot be shared forever. Slowly, tension began to build between mother and son. Once free from his mother's control, Nero began living a life filled with luxury and unlimited freedom. He fell in love with Poppaea Sabina, a beautiful woman despised by Agrippina. The conflict escalated until something terrible happened: Agrippina's death. Officially, it was declared an accident, but many historical sources tell the dark story of how Nero devised a trap shipment to drown his mother at sea. When the plan failed, Nero ordered soldiers to finish the job. After that, Nero's dark side became obvious. He eliminated anyone he saw as a threat to his rule, including his own wife Octavia, whom he banished and had executed. His mentor, Seneca, a respected philosopher and advisor, was forced to commit suicide. Even ordinary citizens who voiced opposition became victims of his paranoia and cruelty. What made Nero unique was not just his cruelty. He was also an artist and performer who craved the spotlight. Nero saw himself not only as an emperor but as a great musician and actor. He frequently appeared on theater stages, played the lyre, sang, and took part in artistic competitions in Greece, which he always won despite widespread belief that the victories were not entirely earned. For the Roman people, especially the aristocrats, it was a disgrace for an emperor to perform publicly. But for Nero, it was a calling of the soul. Meanwhile, the Roman people suffered. When a great fire devastated Rome in 64 AD, rumors spread that Nero deliberately set the fire to build his magnificent golden house, Domus Aurea, over the ruins. He blamed the Christians, who became victims of brutal persecutions, burned alive, thrown to wild beasts, and crucified. Over time, Nero's power weakened. Dissatisfaction grew among the people and senators, and even the army began to rebel. Eventually, the Senate declared Nero an enemy of the state. Alone and betrayed by those closest to him, Nero fled Rome. In his final moments of hiding, he whispered words that captured his tragic greatness. "What an artist dies in me." At just 30 years old, Nero ended his life by suicide. His death marked the end of the legendary Julio-Claudian dynasty that had shaped Roman history. Nero is remembered as a man of contradictions, a cruel monster on one hand, and a lover of art and poetry on the other. Loved by some common people who saw his gentle side, yet hated by the aristocracy and senators. His life was a paradox blending artistry and cruelty, charisma and fear. Though over 2,000 years have passed, Nero's name remains a lasting symbol and warning. When personal ambition and absolute power combine, the result can burn an entire kingdom to ashes. What do you think? Was Nero truly insane, or simply born in the wrong time? Share your thoughts in the comments.